just checking as we come down the fingers that there isn't anything there, okay? So then we're just gonna remove any oil and stuff that's gonna be on our nails. Who bites their nails? Who hasn't got any?
I've got some. I do bite them. They get to a certain length and they're gone.
What we say when we use it, obviously we're going to use that with the other hand. If we use it, we bit it straight away. So our station always looks neat and tidy. You'll get marked down for not having a neat and tidy station, okay? But I won't throw it in the bin, I'm going to leave it there for the next person. What I mean when I say file, okay, you take one finger and you go from the outside in and outside in. This is the way you hold it, is up to you, whatever is more comfortable for you. Some of them hold their hands, I don't know how they do it, but they hold their fingers like this. But I find it really easy to grab the finger. Remember, your posture is really important. You're going to be sat at your desk all day doing nails, for instance. You need to make sure that you are comfortable. Your client, hands move, all right? So, you know, it's up to you how you hold your client's hands. Checo, is that comfortable?
Yes.
Yeah, so as long as they're comfortable, don't go be like, ooh, you move this hand, it moves, all right? You do with this hand whatever you want it to do, all right? Whatever you find comfortable, and as long as you ask that your client's comfortable, okay? So outside in, never seesaw, okay? You'll ask your client what kind of shape she wants in a consultation form. So when you're asking questions, you'll ask her why she'd come in, does she have any problems? You know, she might be going to a wedding, she might be going on a holiday, something like that. These need to be marked down on your consultation form, because when you come to your assessment, if you just put, she just wanted to come in for a manicure, you'll get 1 mark, okay? If you turn around and say, my client's come in because she wants to have her hands feel refreshed, rejuvenated, they're quite dry, she wants to feel nourished and moisture added into her, you'll get a 3, all right, which is top marks distinction, and that's what we're aiming for. It's a ball ache, the consultation form. You will absolutely hate it. You will hate doing them time and time again for everything. Why do we have to put so much information? Nobody asked me this when I'm in industry. No, they don't. And once you've done it, you know, you ain't got to do a consultation again. But this is for your qualification. So you need to evidence everything that you've learned. You need to say, you know, my clients, although you're talking to your clients and saying, oh yeah, your fingers, yeah, lovely, blah, blah, blah. But when you're writing it down, you need to explain to us that these fingers are called phalanges, all right? That you are massaging the metacarpals, okay? You are using, you know, your radius and ulna. You're massaging the radius and ulna. So you need to learn all these words and write them down on the consultation form so we know what you're talking about. But you ain't got to panic about all that yet. Am I scaring you yet? All right, that's, you know, pass is great. If you can pass, that's amazing. Distinction, that's even better. All right, and we're all aimed for a distinction, aren't we? We all want to do as best as we can. Okay, so never seesaw. Always outside in, always outside in. I find this easier because I can go from whatever side I want, but some do this, or, you know, it's however you feel, but I like to hold it nice and loose, going from one side to the other side. All right, if it's really short, you really need to go in. I like to pinch that nail wall down and get in the habit of whatever treatment I'm doing, whatever part of the treatment I'm doing in the manicure, I always like to pull that wall down, because when I'm painting, I don't want to get any varnish on that wall. And if I'm squeezing it and pulling it down when I paint, I'm not going to get any varnish on that wall. But it cleans up easy. So as long as when we come to look at that varnish and we look and we're like, you could have had it all over the finger. Preferably not, because it doesn't look very good for your client. But if you've cleaned up and said, look, I'll finish my manicure, Lou, come and look at my work. As long as there isn't anything flooding the cuticle and you've cleaned up all around that nail wall, you've done okay. Even if, you know, you've got it all on the here, as long as it's all cleaned up, all nice, you've done a good job, okay? What I'm gonna ask you to do today is I'm gonna ask you to set up your routine, okay? I'm going to ask you to go through to, so you've done the contraindications. In your consultation form, you're going to ask what kind of shape that they want. They tend to say, can you please follow my natural shape? If you have, sorry, what's your name?
Devon.
If you have someone like Devon that comes in, has got a little short one, and she says, can you make them all this size? You think, oh God, you're going to have to sit there and file all the way down so all her nails are all the same size. But generally they come in and say, oh, can you just follow my natural nail shape? They're not going to say, can you give me a squoval? Can you give me a square? And you think, oh God. But yeah, so a lot of them do say that. But if they do, you're going to get taught the nail shapes anyway later. So don't panic about that. Yeah, so then we do that. Cuticle work. Normally, right, you think we'd have it all at the beginning. We don't have any cuticle remover. So cuticle remover is placed on the cuticles when we do cuticle work using these, okay? And it's like a liquid, okay? But we haven't got any of that at the minute, so we're gonna use cuticle massage cream. We always, when we dispense in and when we are, am I going too fast? Are you all right? Let's have a look. Cuticle massage cream. Now this is put just on the cuticles with a cotton bed before it's put in to soak. You only need a tiny piece. All right, you probably think, whilst you're at college, yeah, whack it in, don't matter, it just goes in the bin, it's not mine. But when you're out in industry and it's your own, you're gonna wanna be really careful with the amount of product. I put it on either side so it balances it out, because if you just put it on one side, it falls over on your station. So I kind of balance it out. We always use a spatula instead of taking it out with our finger. Why do you think that is?
Hygiene.
Yeah, hygiene. It's gonna avoid cross-contamination. So we always use a spatula to remove anything, because if we're all dipping our fingers in there and then we're using it all on you, we could end up with all sorts.
Yeah.
All right. So, cuticle cream is literally applied around the cuticles. Nothing neat about it. It's fine. You just stick it all on, just around the sides, around the bottom, and up the side of the wall. Okay. This then is put on all of one hand. Then it's placed in the manicure bowl with hand soak in and warm water. So you place your client's hands in there. So you've filed your client's hands. You've now placed cuticle massage cream on your client's hand and you've placed it in there. Whilst this hand is now soaking, you're going to get the other hand and then you're going to file your client's nail with that one. Okay. If it takes you ages to file your client's hand, this one, remember this now is getting bath and wrinkly. So it's all wet, you know, when you're in the bath for ages and you start going all wrinkly. Don't be afraid if you haven't finished and you've just come to the middle finger and you haven't finished, you're thinking, oh my God, our hand's been in there ages because I've done loads of work here. Don't be afraid to take it out, dry it off, place it down, swap it over, ready for this hand when you have finished to go in here.
Same water.
Yeah. All right, does that make sense?
Yeah.
So one hand at a time. So this one's soaking, all right, and this one's in.
And how long the hand stayed in the water? Like
A couple of minutes.
okay.
All right, so if you've taken quite a while to do this other hand, take that hand out so it doesn't get wrinkly, and
Okay.
that hand can just wait.
Okay.
Okay, once that hand is out, we're going to remove the massage cream. Well, you can massage it in, but tend to remove the massage cream and then place the cotton pad underneath. And then this is when we do all our cuticle work and we use our hoof stick. But we need to use this hoof stick with cuticle remover, which is the liquid, which we don't have. So we can still use the massage cream at the moment. You should never work on a dry nail, especially if we're using metal tools, all right? Because if we're working and if this nail's dry and it's got no cuticle remover or any liquid on it, we can scrape the nail and damage the nail plate, okay? All right,
Okay.
especially with the metal. Okie dokie. So we can get as far as that if that's what you want to do. So we're set up. You can take a picture if you want. Put that in.